Okay. Now, next to look at odds, and if you'll notice, most of these say odds in favor, but I'll also show you how to do odds against, and it's actually very, very easy if you can do odds in favor. This first one will look kind of messy, but I want to show you how to do the shortcut once we get past the first one. So the work actually isn't very difficult as long as you kind of understand how it fits together. Okay, odds in favor basically fit together as kind of it's a compound fraction. So that you do the probability for something happening over the probability of it not happening. Okay, and then you reduce the fraction, so you'll have a fraction up here and then a fraction down here, and then you reduce the fraction. Again, not a terribly difficult process, but nonetheless could be complex, just depending on the numbers that you're working with. I'm going to swap colors here just because I can. So the probability that we would spin an A on this particular spinner, we learned theoretically we need to know our bottom number, and our bottom number, let's see, would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, and then the odds in favor of doing that on this particular spinner, there are 1, 2, 3 A's on this spinner, so it would be 3 out of 8. That's the probability for that happening. That's the theoretical probability. Okay, and then over that, under that, this probability 4, we're going to do the probability of it not happening. Well, if there are 8 total ways it can happen, 8 will be the bottom number on this fraction, then this ought to be 5 ways it wouldn't happen. Okay, and so you have, and of course, this number and this number should add to make the bottom number. Okay, so you can check that as you go along, because you're saying this is the ways it can happen, this is the ways that it can't happen. All right. Now, basically, what this says is that you're mathematically, and if this were an algebra class, we would say, well, this is 3/8 divided by 5/8. Okay. And again, I'm going to show you the math that goes along with it, and then we'll look at what the shortcut is once we get to number 8. So, if we were back, like I said, in an algebra class, 3/8 divided by 5/8, which is equivalent to 3/8 times 8/5. Remember, when you divide by a fraction, you flip and multiply. Okay, so to do that, these cancel. That leaves you 3/5. So the odds in favor of spinning an A on this are 5, or many of us for odds we like to do 3 and 5. Okay? Now, to do this the easy way, and like I said, this we don't have to do. You may have already noticed what the pattern is. Okay? The pattern essentially is we just lose the 8s. Okay? We just lose that common bottom number. Okay? And so we'll look at it here on number 8. Okay? It says, what are the odds in favor of spinning a D on this spinner? Okay? So again, we need to know our total number, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so I'm going to do this right here. So 8 on the bottom. And there is 1 D on the spinner. So 1 out of 8, and then our bottom fraction ought to be 7 out of 8. Okay, and so if we were to reduce this down, it would just be 1 over 7. Again, we're losing the bottom 8s. Okay, or 1 and 7. Okay. Number 9, what are the odds in favor of drawing a 5 from these cards? Okay, well, odds in favor of that is 1 out of 5 over the odds against, the probability of not happening, which is 4 out of 5. And so when we reduce that out, it's 1 out of 4. Okay, And lastly, what are the odds in favor of drawing an even number from these cards? Well, there's 2 of those, so 2 out of 5 over 3 out of 5. Okay. You reduce those. 2 and 2. Okay. Now all these again were odds in favor. Okay. Odds against, slightly different. And like I said, slightly different. And the difference is we basically flip the 4 and the not. Okay. Odds against, we want the probability of it not happening over the probability that it does happen. Okay, probability for it. Okay. So if we took this very same problem, the odds in favor, we said what are the odds against drawing a 5? Okay. Basically it would be this very same problem, just flipped. We would have odds against are 4 over 5 over the probability against it is 4 out of 5, and the probability of it happening is 1 out of 5. Reduce that down, 4 to 1 against being able to draw a 5. Okay, just show you that just in case my math lab throws that up at you, but most of the problems in my math lab on midterm, quiz, final exam should be the odds in favor of. Okay, and odds against, again, is not used a whole lot because odds in favor can be used at the very same time. So, again, just wanted to show you that. To calculate odds in favor, you divide the probability of that thing happening by the probability that it won't happen, and you'll have the odds in favor. To find the odds against, you divide the probability of it not happening by the probability that it does happen. And